Cardano is doing exactly what it needs to do in this bull market to be the blockchain that it wants to be and accomplish the things that it wants to accomplish. As a Cardano investor, if you are watching this video, I want to remind you of this during these times. There's a lot of news articles out there, there's a lot of YouTube videos, there's a lot of people on Twitter, and there's a lot of different opinions or things that people say about any chain out there on the internet or in real life or anywhere, right? Everyone has a different opinion, and probably the right opinion is a balance between all the different narratives in crypto. But one thing I want to remind you is that Cardano is doing all the right things that it needs to do for its holders, its goals, and the blockchain that it wants to be. If we look back on previous cycles, Cardano is actually doing the exact same thing that it did last cycle. And last cycle was pretty much viewed as a great success for Cardano. Cardano always seems a little bit late to the game, but when you look at other coins, Ethereum, Polygon, Matic, Cardano, these tokens are not garnering like this massive hype that some of the other tokens like Solana, Dogecoin, and AVAX are garnering, and that is okay. Last cycle, we saw Cardano do an impressive rally up to around that $3 range. And if we look at the charts and you watch other people's videos like Dan from Crypto Capital Venture, you'll see that Cardano is actually setting itself up for a great bullish run over the next 2 years, similar to what we saw in 2020 and 2021. So I'm saying it in this video that Cardano is doing a lot better than a lot of the people are saying it is, and it's doing exactly what it needs to do right now to be the blockchain that it wants to be. As a Cardano investor, you might look at things like Solana and Dog with Hat and meme coins and Dogecoin running up and doing all these great things, which I'm very proud of their holders. That is great that they're making that kind of money and doing great things. I'm always proud of people who make an investment, stick to it, and make money. I never think that's a bad thing to do. But as a Cardano holder, I don't think we should compare ourselves to other chains and say, wow, should we change our ADA to Sol, or should we change our ADA to meme coins, or should we change our ADA to like all in on Cardano meme coins, or why aren't Cardano meme coins moving? These questions are fruitless, and they're actually ruminations of things that are going to cause us a pain down the road if we change to meet these narratives. One thing as a Cardano holder I think that we should always remember and always look at is that our chain is trying to do something really special. It's trying to accomplish a unique goal of security, decentralization, and then scalability, all under this premise of kind of this unique situation of this decentralized financial system, right? And if we try and copy the success of others, then we are going to lose sight of our goal as a chain. Others can succeed in other ways. Others can succeed, earlier than us or later than us. But right now, I don't think there's any concern or any reason to try and mold Cardano into something that it's not, or actually stray away from the core vision of what the ADA token, is trying to represent for the long-term vision of the chain. Some of the amazing things Cardano has going for it right now that are actually fueling an amazing 2024 and going to set us up for an amazing 2025 is we have governance. Governance is on the way with SIP 1694 and, D representatives, the SPOs, and the Constitution. I don't think I know of any other crypto project that has pulled off a global-wide decentralized structure in that manner with in-person meetups and a constitution and ratification. And I think that if we pull off something like that, much like our staking model, we will have the chance to kind of revolutionize the crypto industry. That is a goal that should not be taken lightly. That is a goal that is very, very, very broad and requires the Cardano community to have a unique focus and a unique value of the core principles and to not stray from them when times get tough. Now, I say times are tough. It's not really true. I mentioned earlier Ethereum, Polygon, Matic, other things like Arbitrum, all of the narratives that we had in the 2021 cycle, right? Things like BNB token, all these things that did super, super well. You're not hearing like a lot of hype about them now. Same thing with Cardano. I hear a lot of negative around Cardano. For me, Cardano is a lot of positive because we are at the price action that we want to be at this time in the cycle. We have the community that we want to have at this time in the cycle. And we have the DeFi that we want to have at this time in the cycle. So this is actually a positive thing for me. But just because we're not getting all of the amazing attention that Solana or AVAX or Dogecoin's getting does not mean that we've failed. We have great things like SIP 1694 going for us. And then we also have things just like being a different style of blockchain. When I think of Cardano, I do think that we are different. I think that we're trying to be a little bit more unique and push a little bit to the side of what other things are doing. because of that decentralization, because of the token allocation, because of the unique scientific peer-reviewed method, and because of our commitment to kind of the cryptography of it all at the base layer of kind of what Bitcoin founded itself on. Being different means that Cardano is going to kind of move in its own direction, and it's going to absorb some of these ideas that the crypto community as a whole has, like meme coins being adopted into Cardano, and like NFTs, and like UTXO scaling via input endorsers, all of these things, right? We know we need to scale. We know we need meme coins, and we know we need marketing. The Cardano girls have done a great job at that, and the X community on Twitter has done a great job at that as well, at branding this Cardano thing as something that's really interesting. Being a unique chain, though, we're going to face some challenges. We have to understand what we should bring in from the exterior crypto world and what we should discard, and what fits in our core narrative and what simply doesn't. One of the things that Cardano uniquely does is we move a little bit slower. I view this as a positive because we don't necessarily need to be the fastest. We don't necessarily need to be the fastest in any domain. In fact, Cardano has done a lot of things really well by going slower, watching other people do things, and then taking that data, that information, and pivoting it in a different way. I see other chains like Ergo and Alephium doing the same thing. While we're not layer or generation 1 or generation 2 chains, generation 3 chains, especially generation 3 chains that are moving a tad bit slower, can kind of see what the overall crypto market is doing and then take that information and really package it into something unique and something different. I think that Cardano's goal, what its goal is right now and what its goal should be, is to go just fast enough, right? So it's not about going as fast as possible. In fact, fast as possible can be a hindrance in the development process. We want to go just fast enough to stay in the narrative, stay in the game, stay in the market share, stay in the top 10. But we want to go slow enough to where we have the opportunity to take in data points, take in ideas, and spend time researching them and analyzing these big decisions that have a big impact on the chain. Jeff Bezos says you should take a very small amount of time to make changes and decisions that don't affect big things. But when something affects a big change in a company or a big change in a blockchain or a big narrative, and it's something that's very hard to come back from, if it's very hard, if it's a decision that's hard to come back from, you need to take a long time to do it and really understand what you're doing, which I think is what Cardano is doing by moving just fast enough. What I want to reiterate to you is that Cardano is doing just exactly what it needs to be doing right now at this stage in the bull market. And there's two things I really think it can continue to do right now, and us as a Cardano community can focus on in 2024 and in 2025 to make this a really awesome bull market for ourselves and our community and our DApps and our NFTs and our DeFi and all these things. So the first thing I think that we can do really well is compete amongst ourselves within the chain. I think the Cardano L1 and the Cardano Foundation and IOHK or IOG and the Emergo Foundation and all of the core developers building the chain out for the governance that we're trying to do, and all the community members involved in the governance or in SIP 1694 or in proposals or on all these things, everyone on the L1, I think that we should daily, continually compete with ourselves to get better on the L1. And Cardano has done a great job at that over the last couple years. Every day, if we can try and compete with ourselves and be a better version of ourselves on the L1, every single day, 1% better, the chain is going to grow faster than we imagine as far as what the technology in the L1 is doing for its ADA holders. I also think that our DeFi and our NFT communities in 2024 and in 2025 will see a big comeback. Obviously, in 2023 and 2022, we had our bear market. NFTs and DeFi naturally get slashed in those times. But 2024 and 2025, I think that not only should Cardano compete with itself on becoming a better L1, I think Cardano should compete with itself among its DeFi apps and its NFT communities. We had those meme coin seasons and the NFT seasons where projects like Ape Society and Clay Nation and Space Buds and Or Times are constantly competing for that market presence, competing in marketing, competing for users, competing for selling out their projects. And we have DeFi projects competing. There's 10 DEXs and 10 lending protocols, and they're not all going to be able to have the largest market share. So what I want to see among the Cardano community in this 2024 and 2025 is really that competition of providing the best value to the users. The second major thing that I think Cardano can focus on to continue doing exactly what it's doing right now in 2024 and in 2025, even though we have all these narratives out there in the crypto world, I really think Cardano can continue to focus on its core principles. We can focus on the retail investors, and we do that by our Cardano tokenomics, our ADA tokenomics, what the chain is doing with the decentralization and the stake pools, and the fact that anyone can do a stake pool or run a node for the chain, and that we have things like liquid staking. So we want to be very retail focused, very fair and open to the crypto market. We also want to be secure. We want to keep things open source. We want to keep things safe. We want to have either bridges like Ergo that are secure, or NFT projects that are doxed, or DeFi apps that use, open sourced batching where anyone can be a batcher and anyone can view who's batching, or open source codes of batchers and stuff like that. We want to be open source. We want to be scalable. We want to be safe and secure for our community members. We want to avoid things like crazy weird meme coins and rugs and these projects that are popping up out of nowhere, or kind of like the grifters in the crypto community who are building projects but then not competing with the market, or building projects and kind of slowly kind of not really doing much. We want to recognize these things. Again, that'll show up in the competition, but we want to stay core to our true values. And lastly, we want to stick to the decentralized side of things. Support our stake pool operators, support our single stake pools, support non-custodial staking, support DApps that allow you to stake within the DApp, like when you're lending or using a DEX in a liquidity position, but support these things that are at our core values. I think we can try to maintain positivity around what Cardano is, take in the information from the outside crypto world and see what other chains are doing that are really good, because some chains do really, really well at certain things. Some chains are dominating stable coins, some chains are dominating meme coins, some chains are dominating speed or wallet usability, like the UI on the chain. And I think Cardano can take all these aspects from all the other chains and slowly integrate it into our chain in 2024 and 2025. If we do those things, Cardano will become the really amazing chain that I think we all believe it can be. And I think that we will help to pivot ourselves back into that top 3 position that I rightfully think Cardano should be in. So the message of this video is that there are always a lot of narratives out there in the crypto world. There's a lot of people talking, there's a lot of news, and there's a lot of people like me that make videos. You're not going to agree with everyone, and I don't agree with everyone. Obviously, nobody will. But I think as a community, we should remember Cardano is doing exactly what we need to be doing right now. Even though we don't see the $3 price that we want to see, even though we don't see hundreds of millions of transaction volume or a billion TVL, we don't see those things. What are the other options? Cardano cannot change itself to meet the standards of other chains, and even if it did, it would destroy its reputation. It would not be able to kind of do the things that other chains are doing in the manner that they're doing them, because the investors don't want that. So I see the narratives, I recognize the narratives. I think Cardano's best chance is to keep being what it's supposed to be, taking the information from other sources about what's worked on their chain and what has not worked on their chain, what has brought traffic, what's brought TVL, what's brought users, what's brought hype. Take that information, bring it into Cardano, and use it to continue to build this dream of a blockchain that we really appreciate as ADA holders, and really meets the core values of why we invested in the first place. Decentralization, security, scalability, being a little bit different, moving slowly but just fast enough, and building out that governance. That is what Cardano is here to do. I really hope you enjoyed the video. If you agree with me that Cardano is moving exactly what it needs to do, and is doing exactly what it needs to do right now, and is at the price it needs to be at, and is going to do the things that it needs to do in this bull run, and is going to break $3, let me know in the comments. Other than that, we'll see you in the next video. Have a great one.